and myriads and myriads of people just laughing with joy and so happy. They were, and I could see her walking towards them and away from me, and they were all thanking me and Chris for sacrificing our baby so that she could be in heaven with them. And as sad as it is, it also makes me so happy to know that she is with them, and they can give her so much more than I ever could. And I had this great peace, and I named her Joy. And it was only a month later that I first heard of the 40 Days for Life campaign. It was there was an announcement at church, and I've been involved in the pro-life movement all my entire life, but this is the first 40 days that I had ever heard of. And I was like, immediately, we have got to do this. This is important. And we signed up for a couple hours, my family and I, and we were out there all the time. We were going more than our scheduled time, and we just felt like we had to be there. There was something pulling us there and drawing us there, and we'd drive in that neighborhood and we go, let's just stop and say a rosary, or let's just stop for just a real quick visit. Or we just really felt strongly about that campaign. It was freezing, snow a lot, and cold, but we didn't care. One of the days that we were out there, as we were just finishing up, two of my children told me that they saw the sun spinning around in the sky, and I said, don't look at the sun, it's going to hurt your eyes. And they said, you can look right at it, Mom, I can see it. And I couldn't look at it, but it's similar to Fatima and the miracle of the sun. And so I said, well, maybe a baby was saved today, and God is giving you a sign. And he's saying, thank you for coming to pray for my children. And so so time goes by, and we go through the entire campaign, and we just really felt like it was wonderful. Met a lot of wonderful, wonderful people, and we gained a lot of hope for the pro-life movement. And so that was that February to Easter then also. And so then in August, I got a phone call from the foster care, and they said, we have 6-week-old twins here, and you didn't sign up for infants, but we wondered if you might be interested.
Oh my gosh.
And so I literally had a half hour to decide. And so I called my husband and said, what do you want to do? He said, school starts like in a couple weeks. I mean, this is the busiest time of the year for me. And I said, oh, I don't know. I think we have to take these babies. I have this feeling we have to take these babies. And I opened up for the readings for that day, and it was a really long reading from Ezekiel, but I just got parts of it here. As for your birth, you were neither washed with water nor anointed, nor swaddled in swaddling clothes. No one looked on you with pity or compassion to do any of these things for you. And then later it says, but I passed by you, God says. So I spread the corner of my cloak over your nakedness, and I swore an oath with you. And you became mine, and I bathed you with water and anointed you with oil. I clothed you and fed you and so on. And I was asking God, what do you want me to do? And I felt like he's saying, well, this is what I do. I got to take these babies. I am taking these babies. Literally within 2 hours, I was sitting on my couch with infant twins, not a single infant baby thing in my entire house, trying to figure out how to feed 2 babies at one time. Never used a bottle in my life before either. So I had 3 biological children already. So anyways, with foster care, the idea is the hope is for reunification with the mother. And so we did have to do visits with the mother, and I got to know her a little bit. She was very, very young, and she did not have she didn't graduate from high school, she didn't have a car, she didn't have a job, and she didn't have really a stable place to live. And she was really struggling, and she loved these babies, I'm certain of that, but she could not handle this. Believe me, it's overwhelming taking care of twins when you have other stable areas of your life. And she tried for a little, but it was very difficult. It's very difficult to get out of that kind of lifestyle. And I was able to talk to her though, and many times, and I told her, we would take care of the babies, we would love them, and I loved them so much already, and she didn't have to worry, and that God had a plan for her life. And I could tell that she was having a lot of regret. And she mentioned to me, please bring anything that I got done with. I said, is there anything you want me to do? And she said, whatever the babies grow out of or you get done with, please bring to shared pregnancy. Those people helped me a lot. And immediately I knew she probably had been thinking about abortion. So I said to her, you made the right decision. And she was crying and crying, and come to find out she had been scheduled for an abortion. But she changed her mind, and this was during the time that me and my family and all of us were out there praying. She was pregnant and scheduled for abortion. So me and my children and my husband, we were out there praying for our children before we even knew they existed. So needless to say, several months later, we got to adopt them, and it was on October 13th that our adoption date was, which is the anniversary of the miracle of the sun in Fatima.
Oh my goodness.
And so, the most important thing, I can't get out here as much as I want to now because I have this 5 children that require a lot of attention, but we pray every day for the 40 Days for Life to be successful. And I feel like these two are a tangible thing to look at to see this is successful. And this is just one. And this is just one incident. And we don't know how many of these different lives that we're interconnected with. And I feel like their biological mother has been blessed because of the different connections and the prayers that have been said here, and that we can still pray for her, and she's okay. I can tell you, I know that she's doing really well. She's doing better. So don't ever get discouraged, and don't ever feel like if you don't even see anybody going in here, or you're here when they're closed or whatever. I'm telling you, these prayers matter. They make a difference. It's changed my life to bring me to blessing in abundance. I never ever dreamed I would be able to have 2 babies at the same time. So God bless all of these prayers. Thank you so much. Never stop praying. We're doing something really, really good here.
Thank you.